Hey everyone, I've been having some discussions with Dr. Kyle Matzel, and he's joining me again here. And we've been talking about ACL reconstruction, rehabilitation, and we've really talked a lot about return to sport and high-level competition and things like that. But what I want to talk about is how do things change when it's a non-athlete? So we're working with someone who had an ACL reconstruction, but maybe it's not, they're not planning on returning to high-level sport. I think a lot of times people think that we really don't see the average patient. I think they always think that we are only seeing pro athletes, collegiate athletes, and high school athletes. But in reality, we have seen or see the gamut of patients. So I'll start it off here with a little few of my thoughts. I think the key theme that you hear from Dr. Matzel and I is that we need to be using biomarkers, and those biomarkers are scaled. They start with the most basic things of what do we want range of motion and strength to be, and then what do we want movement to be, and then what do we want a person's aerobic capacity to be, their endurance, and you can and what does power look like, and all these, what does agility and return to sport. What's great about that approach to me is that no matter which patient you're dealing with, whether it's an 85-year-old, I know we're not doing many ACL reconstructions on 85-year-olds, but again, it doesn't matter their age. What matters is what functional level are they trying to get to. And you can see at the movement level, most people should be getting back to movement. They're moving, they're getting up and out and off the chair and all that kind of stuff. So, and they all need good balance. So at a minimum, we're looking at a Y balance test and FMS markers that we're trying to achieve. But and then we also have to think about what is their potential for opportunity of doing additional things. We don't want to just get them to the level that they can. What if they want to start engaging in fitness, or want to start a walking program or a running program? They decide now couch to 5K is the thing for me. I think we probably should be rehabilitating them to the point that their body is prepared to take that. But those are some of my thoughts. What do you think, Kyle?
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I just think that we always want to push our patients for better wellness, right, and better overall function, better overall health. And a lot of our patients, if they tear their ACL, it's probably because they're somewhat active, and that active doesn't necessarily have to be sport or activity. It could be just their job, right? They're active at a factory job. They're active working on the line or in a restaurant or whatever, and maybe they tripped and fell, or maybe they had an overuse degenerative issue that complicated the joint and led to some issues. So there's lots of different reasons why. It doesn't always have to be sport, doesn't always have to be exercise. But with that said, a lot of people are wanting to get back to some maybe level of activity, whether it's walking or whether it's pickleball, right? I mean, you think pickleball has just really taken off. And I know that I've had several patients that I've rehabbed that have been well into their upper end 30s, lower 40s, that have had
You're
ACL
saying kind of old
reconstruction.
there.
Right. Never, of course not. But they're in their 40s and they've had an ACL reconstruction, and they're wanting to get back to walking. They're wanting to get back to playing pickleball. So with that said, yes, we need balance, we need movement, but also thinking about ways that we can start getting some baseline energy storing or power. And it doesn't always have to be a triple crossover jump. Obviously for our higher level performers, that's critical. But maybe for your 45-year-old that's just going to be playing pickleball, maybe it's just like a broad jump, off two legs, land on two, get a sense for what their power looks like. You can quickly turn that into one leg to get some symmetry if you need to. But like you said, scaling this to meet the needs of what your patient wants to do or where they want to go, but making sure that you're doing it in a safe way.
That's awesome. Yeah. So bottom line is, to me, the first parts of rehabilitation don't change at all. Probably the first, golly, 3 to 4 months at least don't even change at all. And the only next part is, what level of biomarker are we going to go to? What level of testing are we going to go to? Therefore, what level of rehabilitation? That's really our only decision. And so really the choice is, what does that look like? At a minimum, it's movement and balance for the most sedentary person. If they have any interest in anything beyond that, like you said, in the fitness realm, well, then we probably are getting into some level of hop testing and working on that plyometric agility, because we all know that when you exceed your capacity, that's when problems happen. So we need to have capacity for that person that is beyond just their ADL. So that's the way we think about it. We love these questions. We loved having these discussions. So don't hesitate to reach out to us at our websites and ask us anything. We're happy to answer them. philplisky.com, kylematzel.com. Thank you so much for joining us.